This video was for the second Knowledge Organiser on substitution. What I would like you to do is read your Knowledge Organiser, watch this video and use it to work through the examples from page 1, try the questions from page 2 and then complete any Maths Watch work set. Now, what we're going to start off by doing is looking at positives and negatives and their rules. Now, most of you will have heard the rules. Two negatives make a positive and a positive and a negative makes a negative. Now, that doesn't always, we make mistakes with that because it only applies in certain situations when they're being multiplied and divided together and when you're looking at adding and subtracting negative numbers, okay? Sometimes we make mistakes because we'll have, say, -2 add 7, and because one's a positive and one's a negative, you think your answer should be a negative answer. So I'm going to talk to you around that now. If we have a look at this question here, right, when I'm saying it only works in certain situations, it's where when you look at the sign in between your numbers and the negative there. So in this case it is 7 add -4, so therefore it becomes 7 minus 4, which gives us 3. Okay, when we have a takeaway, it only works again when you're adding and subtracting with the sign in the middle and the numerical value after. So in this case, that becomes 2, add 7, that gives you 9. Okay? Now, it works slightly different when you're timesing and dividing, and this is where your misconceptions come from. If we have a look at this times, you've got a -6 here, and that would be a positive, okay? So what happens is you do 4 times 6, which is 24. Because one of your numbers is negative, becomes -24 because it's like saying you've got 4 lots of -6. For this one here, you've got 2 negatives when they are being divided, okay? And what happens is we get 2 negatives will give us a positive answer. So we do 49 divided by 7 and that gives us 7, and that would be a positive 7 because of this. Now, I like to think of as when I've got a negative, it changes my sign when I'm multiplying or dividing. So, for example, if I've got 4 and I times by -6, I do 4 times 6, but I have to change the sign when I'm timesing by a negative. If I've got -49 and I divide by -7, I do 49 divided by 7, but because that's a negative, I've got to change the sign to a positive because I'm dividing by a negative. And that kind of gets us away from doing the plus and the minus. A lot of people would have said that 7 add -4 would be -3, because they think that because that number's a positive and that number's a negative, it's got to be a negative. But it's not talking about that when we're adding and subtracting. It is just the numerical, the sign next to our subtract. So for this one, again, some people would have said -9 for the answer for this one, or would have said another negative, but it's because our subtract sign is there and there's a negative next to it, so that's why it becomes a plus. So we're going to use this in substitution here, okay? So if we have a look, we've got A equals 5, B equals -3, C equals -1. Now last lesson I told you just write out your substitution as a times. So we do 4 times 5 because that's 4A. 5C is 5 times C, so we do 5 times -1. And then we take away -3, and I'm going to put that in brackets squared because I don't want to get the sign confused, okay? So what happens is I work out each of these. So that becomes 20, add 5 times -1 becomes -5, and then take away, now -3 squared is -3 times -3, which would just give me +9, okay? So that means I'm taking away 9. So all I've got to do is do 20 add -5. Now that's the same as saying 20 take away 5, because if you notice your signs are next to each other there. Take away 9, so 20 take away 5 is 15, take away 9 would give you 6. And that's all I have to do for my final answer there, okay? Can use this video to complete the questions on Maths Watch and your Knowledge Organiser. Thank you.